my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and I'm joined with my good friend Mark from Suddenly Comics, and we are going to be talking about the hottest Silver Age comics of the week, which we didn't do last week, but we're going to do it this week. And it was all his fault.
It was my
So
fault. Yeah,
if you missed last week's show, well, blame Mark.
it was my fault.
Write nasty letters to him, threaten his family, that kind of stuff. It's typical. Um, so it's all Mark's fault, but we're gonna make it up with a really great list this week. Yeah, this is an interesting list. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, let's get right
Go
into
for
it
it.
though.
Now, this first one, Alan, I am absolutely annoyed that I didn't buy this.
Me too.
This is
I
ridiculous. This is somebody bid $1 on this because $39 is the low.
It's slightly higher than that. I think it's like $3 or $4. It's not much higher, but
But it's virtually the bottom amount you can pay for
it's a file copy too.
it's a file copy, 8.5, the first ever. We've had this before, and it's
Yeah,
the
when I
first
saw
ever
this, I was like,
gold
"Oh my
key
God, this is
comic
like a steal!
for
Somebody got stole this book."
$39. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think this is
And
one
it's
of
a
those
great
books that
cover.
people don't recognize. If you don't know it, you know,
It says
you
it
just,
on the blue label, though.
I know, but I think people like, they don't read the listing or whatever, and it just passes by and they don't realize how cool of a book it is.
Amazing.
I I was shocked. Like this is definitely a steal. Like
It's a
huge
major
steal.
deal.
Yeah,
Fi-
this is what I would have liked to have gotten. I paid more for my copy, and my copy is lower grade and not graded.
Well, and this is a file copy of the first ever Gold Key comic. So this is
Yeah,
the first ever file copy.
yeah. I mean, it's like cool on like so many levels, and I imagine whoever bought it's gonna flip it. You'll see this probably as an eBay listing for like 100, $150 or
At
something
least,
silly.
at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, very annoying. I was so annoyed when I saw that. I was like, oh man. So yeah, what was like let's see what the previous sales are for this book.
Well, you can see here.
Yeah, look at that. There's a
The
big
last sale was $139.
See, that's why I said 100 to 150 is what I would have expected.
Yeah. And that was in August. Oh, it's
Yeah.
October actually. Sorry, it was only in October. So it was less than a month ago. It was $100 more
Yeah, I think this
at
just slipped by.
Heritage. At Heritage.
Yeah.
Oh,
As I
it's the
said,
same
this
copy.
just slipped by. Is
Alan,
it
it's
the
the
same
same
copy?
copy.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody bought
So
this for $139 a month ago, relisted it, and sold it for 39.
you know what probably happened was they relisted it thinking, oh, I got a steal with $139. And they totally got burned on it.
It's the same copy. Somebody's just thrown away $100.
Wow, that's horrible. Oh well. It happens, I guess. Because like it's so like underrated. Look at the census on it. It's pretty low.
Oh, it's 24.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is ridiculous. I wonder if the person bought it for $39 is going to flip it as well. Because
That's what I'm saying. They're totally gonna flip it. And I don't blame them. I mean, they got to like that is such a steal. Like,
oh,
it's like, man, why
right.
wasn't I watching this part of the
I'm so
auction? I was
annoyed.
watching the
Moving
Golden
on.
Age side, but not I didn't watch the silver. I should have picked that up. That was just a great book.
I'm moving on because that hurts too much. Right. So this is a nice Batman here. I don't think I've seen this one before. It is something special about this, isn't there?
Oh,
Um,
there's nothing that I know. It's a Batmite one.
yes,
Batmite meets
it's the
Batgirl
first time Batgirl and Batmite meet.
meet. Yeah.
I mean, how does that make it a major key? I don't think it does.
No, no, it's not a major key. I just thought it was interesting. I like Batmite and I like Batgirl. I like the original Batgirl. That's the original Batgirl.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she didn't get much
You just
love.
prefer her because she's got a red dress on, Alan, and we know what you like with women in red.
Yeah, the blonde hair, red dress. She kind of reminds me of like a young version of Miss Mask.
There you go.
See, that there's logic to my
Yeah. It's all in those neural connections in your brain, Alan.
yeah. And I like Batmite. I like these annoying characters. I kind of relate to them, I
I think
guess.
he's a
Maybe
bit
I don't
silly.
know.
I don't like him.
He's annoying. He's awesome.
For me, he's a bit like Scrappy Doo. It's just a
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is definitely the Scrappy Doo of Batman.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, the
Right,
Great Gazoo and all those.
$114. That seems reasonable.
Yeah, I mean that's very reasonable. I think that's actually a bit under.
Yeah, that is a bit under.
I think this week was a bad week in terms of Silver Age. I think because like what's happening is like it's getting close to Christmas, and I've always noticed this that
No, I'll
around
tell you what it was, Alan. There was Heritage had their premium sale.
they also had their premium sale. That was another big
That will have
thing.
attracted all the money.
Yeah, yeah. So that just happened this week too. These are not the premium sale.
No,
Um, yeah, the premium sale had some crazy books.
because the one of was a big record on an early Batman detective comics, wasn't there?
Yeah, as we're filming this, the premium collection, the Silver Age part is still going on.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, do I make the same mistake as I did that other time, or do I just say, okay, well, we'll not look at it this week,
Maybe look at it next week because
maybe.
there's some big sales, I think.
Oh, there was some huge sales.
Right. Okay. So
So what was the peak on this one?
peak was
200?
150.
Oh, okay, not that much down, like $11. It's
No.
not too bad. I like this book. I just like the cover.
Yeah, it's a good cover.
Okay, what's the census?
Census is 168.
Wow. I mean, I think it's one of those books that people just don't bother getting
Yeah, you
graded.
don't.
There's not
I
enough
mean, you don't
value
slab
there.
it because for $150, you're going to slab a 6.0 probably, but you wouldn't slab anything lower than that, would you?
Yeah, yeah. And probably most of them are in a lower grade, right?
You can see the graph up here.
It's no, I mean like in terms of like the ones that are in the greater market,
Oh, right.
like
Yeah.
probably, you know, there's not that many that'd be in high grade.
No.
But if they are, they're on the census.
Right. Moving on. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, so I was thinking, okay, I want to have a bit of variety. I want to have some good girl because like that's sort of my thing, So this is my good girl contribution to the list. And I
Okay.
like the bubble helmets too.
Right. So I've never seen this comic before. I bet nobody's ever heard of it. I bet there's never one sold before.
Oh yeah, no, there's probably been some sold. This is a pretty popular title with good girl art collectors.
Oh, okay.
So Jerry Lewis and Abbott and Costello. There's a bunch of titles.
Yeah.
Bob Hope. They
Yeah.
all were, comedians that
Yeah.
had good girl art comics, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So how
What
much?
does it say? Does it actually say there's any key to this? I don't think so.
Not really. No, it's no. So it's $149 for a
For a
six.
6.5. That just shows you how valuable they are. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like a title that
Christ.
most people think of.
And there you go. I'm absolutely right. None's ever sold before.
Okay, well,
And census count is 8.
yeah. So uh this book is like okay, let's look at the other ones that have sold. Maybe we can see
So an
what
eight
they
five sold for eight. Oh, an 8.5 sold for 860 in November. Oh, so an 8 was that the 8.5 we've just seen? No,
no 6.5.
665. So this what we sold seen two sales of this. Um, so this sold a week ago in an 8.5 for $850.
Yeah. Wow.
$650, 650. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So
That's
yeah, so but it's the highest on the census, right? The 8.5.
it is the highest on the
So
census.
you're going to get a huge premium for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now you know to look for high grades
You now
Jerry
know to look
Lewis's.
for a 9.8 Jerry Lewis.
Number one goes for big money. I've been trying to get a copy of number one.
Does it really?
Um, yeah, it's a it's a cool title. It has some pretty cool good girl art. It's one that I've been sort of picking up a few here and there. Now you'll be interested. See, that's number one.
Okay, it's quite a nice cover. There's 42 on the census. No wonder you can't
Yeah,
find one, Alan. Um,
and they go for big money.
well, you're going to pay 800 for a 6.0.
Yeah, yeah. That's too a little bit too much for me. If it was around $300, I'd probably pick it up.
Why have these two always got lots of women coming at them?
Yeah, it's sort of like Jerry Lewis gets all the girls, and Dean Martin's like, "What's going on here?"
Right, okay, let's move on. Number three. Uh,
I This is another one I feel like is a bit of a steal.
this is the Flash, second appearance of Mirror Master, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice cover. I've not seen that cover before. Right. Oh, it's from the Christine Farrell Complete DC collection.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
appearance of Mirror Master, Carmen Infantino and Joji Elliott art.
This is a cool book. I mean, this is it was a
Oh,
cool
it's a
little
nice looking
run.
6.0, isn't it, Alan?
Yeah.
That's a
Very nice. I mean, look at I don't know why it got such a low grade. Maybe a bit of tanning along the edge there, but
there's a bit of stuff here going on.
a
It's a
little
bit
bit.
there's a bit of color rub here, Alan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like some tanning or like it looks a little bit off color there.
Well,
I
the
don't know.
top half looks great. I think there's some color rub on the flash.
Yeah, but man, it's such a I was shocked by the price. I feel like this is undervalued.
Oh, I'd have paid 169 to get one of just to have a Christine Farrell complete DC collection.
CC collection. I know it's such a cool like little piece of history, I think.
Right. I think that's cheap.
It seems cheap.
You could have bought one of these, Alan. This sold for 168, and that is the same price you would have paid in October 2012.
Wow.
That's probably what Christine Farrell paid for it when she bought it.
It's like that's really sad. I mean, what was the peak on this one? Probably like over 200?
Peak was December 19 at 292.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, man, I know it goes for more than that normally. I don't know what happened.
I
As I
mean,
said, maybe it's like
census count is on this. It's less than 100, I guess.
this is sort of
I
like
don't,
the perfect storm for collectors. If you ever want to get see a cheap golden or silver age books, wait for a signature auction
yeah,
and wait for around this Christmassy time where people are kind of holding back a little bit on their money. And wow, it's like the perfect storm of like how to get a cheap comic.
that is a crazy cheap price.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man.
We should have been
Somebody
looking at heritage this week, Alan, instead of
I know. I was I bought a few I got some really good Golden Age. I bought two Golden Age this week
okay.
and I got them for about half price each.
Wow. Okay.
They were pretty cool books, like really like ones that you don't see that often, like rare pre-code horror ones. Man, I should have watched a little bit more.
You should, yeah.
Just the
Oh, now this is right up my alley.
yeah, I always love this one. This is the Come Hither one.
This is a major. This is the Bronze Age horror comic. So
Yeah.
this is House of Mystery 174, and it is the first horror anthology in House of Mystery. It is the
Hmm.
first one where Joe Orlando takes over as editor, which goes on for ages, uh,
Hmm.
and he does a fantastic job. We had this is the issue before Kane arrives.
Yep.
So the next issue, 175, Kane arrives. So
Yep.
this is a slightly odd one in that it is a horror anthology, but there's no host.
Yeah. But this is a major book. I mean, it's a cool cover too. It's like, do you dare enter the house of mystery? And then
Look
it's
at
like
that cover. And look at the
so cool.
purples. And it's setting the trend of the innocence with
Yeah.
the threat.
Well, and those innocents are supposed to be like the kids reading this, right? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you, the reader.
Yeah. Very undervalued key in my view.
I think this was a bit of a steal again.
I think I looked at this. It isn't, Alan. This is a record.
Oh, really? I'm shocked. I'm shocked
Record
because
sale.
so this is a record sale.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This book is way underrated then.
Yeah, way underrated. This should be double. This given this is a major key. What I would say, however,
Mhm.
is this backs up what I've been saying. On a really weak week for heritage sales, Bronze Age horror gets a record. Now, I think this is a really good spec buy. I think this is going to go up. I think this is an undervalued key.
Yeah, I might look at picking up if I don't have a copy already. I think I might have this already though. Um, but major cool book. So this is the highest. Did it not sell for a while? Is that the idea?
So um, so the previous closest was 299 in January, COVID.
Oh wow,
So it's higher than the COVID price.
wow, very cool.
Yeah,
What's the census like on this one?
it's not huge. 269.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a DC book.
Well, it is a DC book, but it's a great one, and there's only 269 on the census.
And when did this book come out? Like 68,
No, 69, I think.
69?
No,
Just
68, April 68.
yeah. I
Yeah,
thought it was 68, yeah.
it's right at the start of the Bronze Age. It's
No, no, that's
slightly in the
silver.
Silver Age, isn't it?
Yeah, still these are all Silver Age, but Bronze Age is like 70. So, but wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, this is a book that kind of ushers in the Bronze
Yeah,
Age, I would
it
say,
is, in my view.
with the, because you always associate the Bronze Age with the rediscovery of horror.
Yes, exactly.
Man, what a cool book.
This is the first. This is the first one. So there's a whole bunch start in 69, but this is the first one. I think the Marvel ones come along in 69. This is the one that starts it off.
Wow. So I mean, actually, even though like I feel like there was a bunch, like most of these were steals, there was actually two records or three records on this list.
Oh, that was the second record, I think.
Okay, so yeah, so crazy. So wow, good week for Silver Age actually.
Yeah. Good week for Bronze Age horror there. They're trying to big it up because I spent the last 2 years buying it.
hmm Yeah,
Um,
I'd like to get a graded copy of this one. I think that's a nice book.
it's a very nice book. Right. Okay.
I
And
think that's five. That's
no,
five.
four, I think. One,
No, count it.
three, four. Oh, that is five. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the next ones, if you want to see the next five books, and they get even cooler. I mean, there's some really cool books on Mark's channel that I curated. Go over and check it out. I mean, the link is in the description. Go over to Mark's channel, check out the list. It's a pretty cool
Don't be
list.
frightened about coming over to the UK. We're very friendly.
Yeah. So thanks again, Mark.
Okay. Cheers, Alan.